Got a big old
Dead water.
Oh my gosh.
splitting wall.
That's awesome. Holy cow. Oh, wow. Ah. I can't get it off.
No bubble wrap.
No bubble wrap. How you go?
Oh, I got kitties.
How much bigger than the bubble?
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, cool. All right. Nice.
Drill on people's teeth.
Yeah.
That's right. That's her first step.
About stories about Sarah.
Yeah.
Back to stories of Sarah.
When Sarah was in kindergarten, she wanted to go to first grade so bad. Yeah, she should be too. And so she'd go around singing these little songs. She always loved to sing songs. Get these little songs and sing them. And at the end of every single song was, first grade! And when she got to first grade, it wasn't near as exciting as she thought it would be.
Kindergarten was a lot more.
Yeah.
The song changed to second grade, right?
Yeah. We didn't hear any more of those songs.
Now she sings dental school.
Yeah, dental school. First year.
Boot camp.
And then there was that game we used to have on tape, which I guess we don't have anymore. Jim retaped over it or something, but she always said she would rather save a goal in soccer than make one. And so this one game kind of proved it. We had film for a while of this where the goalie was beat and kind of out of the net, and Sarah's diving to save this ball from going in. And what was it? Hit your head in the corner of
Right into the pool.
in the corner of the pole. And of course, it sounds funny now, but at the time was
I think they scored, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it went in anyway. No, it saved it, and they went on to win the state championship.
You missed the goal.
Okay, it's a Tuan story time. Go ahead. I think there must be a lot of Tuan stories. Anything is fair game.
First started dating, it was really weird because I moved to Florida. And so I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, it was right during graduation." And he was telling me he was going on this trip, but he couldn't go with his friends, and he couldn't go because he had graduation. The friends he was going with were younger, so they were going to fly him to the Grand Canyon.
No, California.
To LA.
To LA, okay, and
that's right.
and I was like, you don't have any money, how are you going to do that? And he's like, no, they're paying for me. I was like, who's paying for you? Why would anyone pay for you to go on this trip? He's like, well, no, this friend of mine, she's a girl. And I was like, she's a girl. Why is this girl paying for you to go on this trip? Why would anyone do that? It's so weird. And I thought you were so weird, Sarah.
And it's true.
But I came back and met you now.
Oh, fun.
It was like a delay though, because it was like we met in calculus, and like that was like your freshman year, my sophomore year. She thought I was a judo. Like 2 years passed. And then,
You realize what it doesn't matter?
yeah, we kind of learned to cope with it. And then my senior year, I blew out my ACL in wrestling, and so I was like doing a bunch of rehab, like scooting around on the chairs and stuff like that, and then to build my hamstring muscles up. And Sarah was working in the equipment room. she just got back from Australia, and like, we'd go to practice, and she'd always give the guys towels and stuff. You know, it's funny though, because she'd always say, what'd
No
you say?
worries.
No worries.
And
or-
Jordan would always have to leave the room whenever she said that.
Yeah.
Laughing so hard.
Yeah, yeah, so they all started teasing her about it, and I was like, yeah, I think that's kind of cute. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna go out with this girl. It initially started off as a joke because I was like, you know, she's quite a bit taller than me. I wanna go tell guys, I wanna go out, but that's how it pretty much started, so.
Sarah, do you have a different version?
I didn't know y'all laughed at me, but.
Yeah, our other, you remember Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd always have to leave the room whenever he'd say it. He'd start laughing so hard and he could never stop.
Why is it so funny though? Okay.
Okay. Big secret about Sarah. No one knows about this except for me. Big secret is she has 6 toes. Oh my god. That is the freakiest thing you've ever seen. I almost wanted to puke. But don't tell anyone. Just a secret between you and me.
Like just a, you know, a normal thing, like, yeah, Sarah's got like
Yeah, be casual about it. So
Go ahead.
she's got a 3rd nostril, you know.
I remember when I first met Tuan, so I had been planning this big trip with Sarah to go to the Grand Canyon and a friend of hers, and she came down with her friend Suzanne, and they drove into town, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're picking up this other friend of ours at the airport in LA, so we have to detour to LA before heading over to the Grand Canyon. And I remember being like, okay, that's kind of weird. Who is this guy? And all this stuff. She's like, oh, just a friend of mine, whatever. And we go to the airport, and we pick up Tuan in LA at like 8 a.m. on whatever date it was. And I was like, what? Who is this guy? What do you mean? She brought this guy down here, and they're not even dating, and he's ruining our big trip. And I was really kind of annoyed for about a day, and then I got to know Tuan, and he's actually a really fun, cool guy, and it was a good trip. And I'm glad that that's kind of how it all got started, because they got kind of close on that trip, I think.
Didn't ruin it at all.
No, it was fun. It was a good time. So that's my first experience with Tuan and Sarah as a parent.
Sarah always was kind of a little different, you know, and we didn't really know at first what to say about the problem, you know. Well, it kind of breaks me up sometimes too. I don't know if I can talk about that. Especially in front of her. well, it's just that having that many toes, you just didn't know. You didn't know how to explain it to people. Well, I remember that one time the neighbor said something, you know, when she was over there with the kids and stuff, and they said she couldn't play there anymore. Man, that was pretty sad, you know. That was, I don't know, it was traumatic.
Look, there it is. There's a 6th toe. There it is. I just stubbed the 6th toe. Down to, you know, to the floor to make sure it was his award ceremony. Is what it was actually.
We're on the
You know, when they platform where they, you know, the first, second, third, you know. So David got the video cameras on, so he's walking behind, you know, walking along, you know, walking up out there, and he was walking behind some cheerleaders. So when we got home, guess what he had pictures of? He used to use all his wrestling moves on Larissa and Amy.
Oh,
I didn't want to know, you know.
not fair. Did you learn to defend yourself?
No. Uncle Tuan, Uncle.
They perfected their scream.
No, don't do that.
But I can
Doesn't even phase him to hear that from across the room. Yeah.
I have sympathy for that. It's my older brother who now weighs 240. We used to, when I was a kid, the big deal was Friday night wrestling. And on Saturday, you know what happened to me.
Try all the new moves.
All the new moves.